You walk into that exclusive steakhouse downtown. The lighting is perfect, the atmosphere refined, and then you hear it. Someone at the corner table is having a heated conversation with their accountant about tax write-offs, and their laptop is blasting the notification sounds from their Slack messages. The entire room can hear every word, every ping, every keyboard click. That person just destroyed their reputation in 60 seconds flat. This is not just some minor social misstep. This is a catastrophic failure that reveals everything you need to know about a man's character, judgment, and understanding of power dynamics. 82% of adults say that when people use their phones in social settings, it frequently or occasionally hurts the conversation. But here is what they will not tell you. This goes far beyond just hurting conversations. This destroys your professional image, your social standing, and your ability to command respect in any room you enter. 60% of business leaders reach for their smartphones immediately upon waking, and 60% of global executives access business news on smartphones. Yet most of these same executives fail to understand that their digital behavior in public spaces is being scrutinized and judged by everyone around them. The wealthy elite have moved beyond simply owning the latest technology. Those who work in technology are doing their best to back off in their personal lives, understanding that being chained to your mobile phone is becoming a low-status behavior. The moment you mishandle your technology in public, you are not just being rude. You are broadcasting to everyone within sight and sound that you lack the fundamental understanding of what separates a refined gentleman from someone who simply owns expensive devices. Your phone and laptop are not just tools. They are extensions of your personal brand, and every mistake you make with them becomes a permanent mark against your reputation. Consider this reality. The iPhone 16 Pro Max, Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, and Vertu Quantum Flip are among the most popular models for executives, yet owning the right device means nothing if you wield it like an amateur. Many billionaires choose iPhones for their user-friendly interface and strong security features, but the device in their pocket is irrelevant compared to how they handle it in public. The personal brand has replaced the phone as a luxury good. Your ability to demonstrate self-control and sophistication with technology now represents status more than the device itself. Every successful man understands this evolution. Power is no longer about having the latest iPhone or the most expensive MacBook Pro. Power is about wielding technology with such discretion and sophistication that people notice your presence, not your devices. When you master this, you command respect. When you fail, you become invisible to the people who matter most. Today, we are going to examine the 8 critical details that separate elegant men from digital peasants. These are not suggestions. They are requirements for anyone who wants to be taken seriously in business, in social settings, and in life. Because the truth is harsh but necessary. People judge your character by how you handle your technology in public, and these judgments happen within seconds of meeting you. But first, if you want to transform your image and learn how to command respect in every room you enter, make sure to subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell. Because elegance is not an accident. It is a skill that must be learned and practiced every single day. Detail 1. The volume violator. The first detail that screams amateur hour is volume control. Walk through any airport, coffee shop, or business district, and you will witness this massacre of manners. Men who speak on their phones as if they are addressing a stadium crowd, completely oblivious to the fact that everyone within a 20-foot radius has become an unwilling participant in their conversation. Most of us simply do not realize how loudly we talk when on our phones. This happens because landline phones amplify your voice through the receiver, but cell phones do not provide this amplification feedback. The result? You compensate by speaking louder, creating what industry experts call cell yell, and everyone around you suffers for your ignorance. Business phone etiquette requires you to be prepared, present, polite, patient, personable, professional, and proactive. Yet the moment you raise your voice on a phone call, you violate every single one of these principles simultaneously. You demonstrate that you are unprepared for public communication, not present to your surroundings, impolite to strangers, impatient with the technology, lacking in personable awareness, thoroughly unprofessional, and completely reactive rather than proactive. Consider this scenario. You are in the lobby of a luxury hotel, conducting what you believe is a private business call. You are discussing sensitive information about a potential merger, completely unaware that your voice is carrying to every person in the vicinity. Not only have you compromised a confidential business matter, but you have also demonstrated that you cannot be trusted with important information. The elegant man understands that his phone calls should be conducted with the same discretion as his private thoughts. When speaking on the phone in public, maintain a distance of about 10 feet from the nearest person and speak in a soft tone. If you cannot lower your voice sufficiently, you excuse yourself and find a private location. This is not about being timid or weak. This is about understanding that true power operates in whispers, not shouts. Detail 2. The speakerphone savage. The second detail that destroys your reputation is the misuse of speakerphone in public spaces. This behavior is so fundamentally classless that it defies comprehension, yet it has become increasingly common in our society. Picture this. You're at your favorite restaurant, enjoying what should be a peaceful meal, when the man at the next table decides to conduct his entire phone conversation on speaker. Suddenly, his personal drama, business discussions, and intimate family matters become the unwanted soundtrack to your dining experience. Minimize your use of the speakerphone in public. It is bad cell phone etiquette and provides little privacy for calls. When you use speakerphone in public, you are essentially forcing everyone around you to become participants in your conversation, whether they want to or not. But here is the deeper issue that most men miss. Using speakerphone in public reveals a complete lack of situational awareness. It demonstrates that you are either too self-absorbed to consider the impact of your actions on others, or too insecure to hold a phone to your ear like a grown man. The sophisticated gentleman understands that his conversations are private affairs, not public performances. He holds his phone properly, speaks at an appropriate volume, and conducts his business with discretion. This is not just about manners. This is about maintaining the air of mystery and professionalism that makes people want to be in your presence. Detail 3. The notification nightmare. The third detail that marks you as an amateur is failing to manage your device notifications in public settings. Your phone should not sound like a slot machine in Las Vegas, constantly chiming, buzzing, and demanding attention every 30 seconds. Think about the most powerful men you know, the executives, the entrepreneurs, the leaders who command respect in every room. Do you ever hear their phones making noise? Of course not. They understand that constant notifications are the hallmark of someone who has not mastered their technology, and by extension, their life. Keep your smartphone stored away or face down on the table to signal that you are present and open to conversation. When your phone is constantly lighting up and making noise, you are sending a clear message that something else is more important than the people in front of you. This extends beyond just the sound. The visual distraction of a constantly illuminating screen is equally damaging to your image. It suggests that you are scattered, reactive, and unable to focus on the matter at hand. These are not qualities associated with successful, elegant men. The solution is simple, but requires discipline. Put your phone on silent or vibrate mode in restaurants, libraries, movie theaters, and other quiet zones. Your notifications can wait. Your reputation cannot be rebuilt once it is damaged by such elementary mistakes. Detail 4. The table terrorist. The fourth detail that reveals your lack of class is phone placement during meals and social gatherings. Your device should never, under any circumstances, share table space with your food, your drink, or your conversation partners. When asked for their views on how mobile phone use impacts group interactions, 82% of adults say that when people use their phones in these settings, it frequently or occasionally hurts the conversation. Yet despite this overwhelming evidence, men continue to treat their phones as essential dining companions. Here is what happens when you place your phone on the table. You are making a declaration that at any moment, something more important than the current conversation might demand your attention. You are essentially telling everyone present that they are competing with your device for your focus, and they might lose. This behavior is not just rude, it is strategically foolish. The most valuable business deals, the strongest relationships, and the most important opportunities often emerge from undivided attention during meals and social gatherings. When your phone is visible and accessible, you are sabotaging your own success. The elegant man keeps his phone completely out of sight during meals. Not face down on the table, not in his breast pocket where it might buzz against his chest, but truly removed from the dining experience. This simple act communicates confidence, presence, and respect for the people he is with. Detail 5. The laptop lounger. The fifth detail that destroys your professional image is treating public spaces like your personal office. Coffee shops across the country are trying to keep remote workers from taking over, nixing Wi-Fi and laptops to dissuade Zoom squatters from setting up shop, and for good reason. Some spots are all in on the Luddite game, no internet or laptops at all, while others limit their use to certain time stretches or days of the week. The sophisticated understanding of public workspace etiquette reveals class distinctions that most men completely miss. When you spread your laptop, notebooks, and personal items across a 4-person table in a busy coffee shop for 6 hours while nursing a single cup of coffee, you are not demonstrating productivity. You are demonstrating selfishness and social ignorance that marks you as someone who has never operated in truly elite circles. Here is what's separating the laptop loungers from elegant professionals. If you are planning to camp out for an hour or two, a single coffee is fine. But if you are settling in for the long haul, 3 hours or more, you order a second drink, or better yet, grab a snack. The sophisticated man understands the economics and etiquette of shared spaces. Coffee shops cannot survive on laptop nomads who treat premium real estate like a free co-working space. But this extends far beyond financial courtesy into the realm of professional image management. Your workspace setup in public is a direct reflection of your understanding of hierarchy, respect, and business acumen. When you hog space, power outlets, and Wi-Fi bandwidth, you are broadcasting that your needs supersede everyone else's, which is the antithesis of the confident, generous spirit that defines true elegance. The man who understands power chooses his public workspace carefully, contributes appropriately to the establishment, and maintains a setup that respects both the space and the other patrons. He understands that true productivity comes from focus and efficiency, not from claiming territory like a digital peasant who lacks access to proper office facilities. Detail 6. The video call villain. The sixth detail that marks you as classless is conducting video calls and conferences in public spaces. When working remotely from a coffee shop, you should avoid video calls or conferences in public if possible, as it can appear unprofessional. Imagine walking into an upscale hotel lobby and hearing someone discussing quarterly projections over a video call, complete with "Can you hear me now?" interruptions and background noise explanations. This person has just announced to everyone present that they lack the basic judgment to separate private business from public spaces. Video calls in public create multiple problems simultaneously. First, you are forcing everyone around you to listen to both sides of your conversation, doubling the intrusion. Second, you are broadcasting potentially sensitive information to strangers. Third, you are creating a distraction that ruins the atmosphere for everyone else in the space. If there is no alternative, explain and apologize for distractions in the background, but understand that this should be a rare exception, not a regular practice. The elegant man plans his schedule to ensure that important calls happen in appropriate, private settings. Your professional reputation is built on countless small decisions, and choosing to conduct business calls in public spaces sends the message that you either cannot afford proper office space or lack the judgment to use it appropriately. Neither impression serves your interests. Detail 7. The Charging Station Champion. The seventh detail that reveals your lack of sophistication is the desperate hunt for power outlets and the subsequent hoarding of charging stations in public spaces. There is nothing wrong with finding an outlet to plug your laptop or phone into, and many coffee shops have several outlets around the store for this express purpose. But you are going to want to make sure you do not hog the outlets. The man who arrives at a coffee shop with multiple devices, extension cords, and charging cables, then proceeds to monopolize the available power sources, is advertising his lack of preparation and consideration. This behavior suggests that he either cannot afford proper equipment or lacks the organizational skills to manage his technology effectively. Furthermore, the sight of charging cables snaking across walkways and tables creates both a safety hazard and a visual representation of digital dependency. The elegant man arrives with fully charged devices and backup power solutions, eliminating the need to compete for public charging resources. Be mindful of where your wires finish, so no one trips over them. When you do need to charge a device briefly, you do so discreetly, courteously, and with full awareness of how your setup affects others in the space. This attention to detail extends to your choice of charging accessories. Quality, compact charging solutions reflect the same attention to excellence that defines every other aspect of your presentation. Cheap, tangled cables and oversized power bricks undermine your image just as surely as a wrinkled shirt or scuffed shoes. Detail 8. The Multitasking Menace. Expanded Analysis. The eighth and final detail that destroys your reputation is the inability to give your full attention to the people and situations in front of you. If you text during a meeting, you send a message that you do not care or respect the other people involved in the meeting. But this behavioral pattern reveals something far more damaging than simple rudeness. It exposes a fundamental misunderstanding of how power and influence actually operate in elite circles. 10% of executives rely exclusively on smartphones for decision-making, yet the most successful among them understand that constant digital engagement is becoming a marker of lower status, not higher productivity. The act of pulling out a cell phone is a contagious behavior that influences those around you to do the same, which means when you become the person who introduces digital distraction into a social situation, you are responsible for degrading the quality of interaction for everyone present. Here is the deeper truth that amateur professionals fail to grasp. Nearly 80% of luxury sales today are digitally influenced, with consumers hitting multiple digital touchpoints in their luxury shopping journeys. Yet the ultra-wealthy understand that human contact has become a luxury good precisely because it is so rare. When you constantly check your phone during conversations, meals, or social gatherings, you are communicating that whatever might appear on your screen is more important than the human beings who have chosen to spend their time with you. This creates a devastating contradiction in your personal brand. You may think you are demonstrating importance and connectivity, but you are actually revealing that you lack the confidence and security to be fully present. The men who command real respect, the ones who close the biggest deals, build the strongest relationships, and wield actual influence, understand that attention is one of the most valuable gifts they can offer. In a world where everyone is constantly distracted, the ability to be fully present becomes a rare and powerful asset. When you master this skill, people notice. They remember conversations with you as being more meaningful, more engaging, and more valuable than interactions with others. This is not about being anti-technology or pretending that digital communication is unimportant. This is about understanding when and how to engage with technology in ways that enhance rather than detract from your personal and professional relationships. The elegant man treats his attention like the precious resource it is, scarce, valuable, and deployed strategically to maximum effect. These 8 details separate refined gentlemen from digital amateurs, but mastering them requires more than just intellectual understanding. It requires consistent practice and unwavering commitment to excellence in an era where digital behavior has become the new frontier of class distinction. The research is clear, and the trends are undeniable. High net worth individuals are shifting their approach to luxury, moving away from material possessions toward experiences and authentic human connections. Generation Z and millennials will represent around 55% of the 2025 luxury market, contributing 130% of market growth, yet they are also the generation most likely to recognize and reject the amateur digital behaviors that plague their peers. The wealthy elite understand something that the masses do not. Being chained to your mobile phone is rapidly becoming a low-status behavior, similar to smoking. The personal brand has replaced the phone as a luxury good, and your ability to demonstrate self-control and sophistication with technology now represents status more than the device itself. Every time you reach for your phone in public, every time you open your laptop in a shared space, every time you allow technology to interrupt a human interaction, you have an opportunity to demonstrate either sophistication or mediocrity. The choice is always yours, but the consequences are permanent and increasingly visible to those who matter most in your professional and social circles. The path forward requires discipline, awareness, and a fundamental shift in how you view technology's role in your life. You must understand that your digital behavior is constantly being observed, evaluated, and judged by potential business partners, clients, and social connections. In a world where first impressions are often made through your technology habits, these details become the difference between being invited into elite circles and being forever excluded from them. If you are serious about transforming your image and commanding respect in every situation, subscribe to this channel and hit that like button. Because elegance is not an accident, it is the result of deliberate choices made consistently over time. And in our digital age, those choices extend to every interaction you have with your devices. Share your thoughts in the comments. Technology serves me, not vice versa, if you found this video valuable. And remember, in a world full of digital peasants, be the man who wields technology like the powerful tool it should be, with precision, discretion, and absolute mastery. Your reputation is built one interaction at a time, one phone call at a time, one moment of digital discipline at a time. Make sure each one adds to your legend rather than diminishing it. Because in the end, the men who understand these principles will inherit the future, while those who ignore them will be left behind, wondering why they never quite achieved the success and respect they thought they deserved. But these 8 details are just the beginning of your transformation. Wait until you discover the 3 critical mistakes that even successful men make when dining in public. Mistakes that cost them millions in lost opportunities and destroy decades of careful reputation building in a single evening. That video is coming next week, and you will not want to miss it because the stakes have never been higher and the margin for error has never been smaller.